So in this segment, we're going to be talking about union leaders demanding action on promised protections for workers after the Callas P&O sacking. So Boris Johnson promised 2 years ago to make Britain the best place to work after Brexit, which is a lie. Anyone who believes Tories would improve workers' rights significantly, boy, have I got British to sell you. So leaders of more than 30 trade unions have written to Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng in the wake of the mass dismissal of 800 P&O seafarers, which it looks like they're not getting their jobs back anytime soon, despite what certain Tory MPs have promised. They've demanded a timetable for the introduction of legislation to protect workers first by the government more than 2 years ago, which, it can take around 2 years to get a bill through Parliament, but if it's been more than 2 years, the Tories don't care. The unionists led by Trades Union Congress, TUC, General Secretary Francis O'Grady said the P&O ferries were able to treat its workers as disposable because of the weaknesses in UK employment law, which permit fire and rehire tactics. And again, certain people have said this is down to Brexit, the P&O firing and hiring agency staff. Simply not the case. This is a part of existing UK law pre-Brexit, which has remained post-Brexit. For the UK to deregulate workers' rights, it's not the easiest, to do because of the TCA. So they demanded the immediate reinstatement of the workers who were told their immediate redundancy by video last Thursday, which is not going to happen, I think, in my opinion, as well as the urgent passage of the employment bill promised by Johnson in his Queen's speech following December 2019 general election. Fat chance of that. The speech setting out the government's agenda for the coming year said the bill would protect and enhance workers' rights as the UK leaves the EU, making Britain the best place to work, which, okay then, rolls eyes. Today's letter, seen by The Independent, said that all the government has in fact delivered is non-binding guidance offering the flimsiest defences against any employer who is determined to treat their workers with contempt, which again, non-binding guidance saying, well, you should, you can improve your workers' rights, but should you? Signed by the General Secretaries of Maritime Unions, Natalius, and the RMT, as well as Unison, Unite, GMB, and many others. The letter says long overdue bill should include action on fire and rehire style practices, stronger collective consultation rights and remedies, and better protection for workers against unfair dismissal, which all of this stuff is great, not going to happen under a Tory government. There are a lot of unions backing this, but the UK has had fire and rehire for a while now. It happened with, I think it was British Gas employees. They tried to do that too, and they could always have done this. These are things that should have been changed a long time ago. The callous, illegal and premeditated firing of the P&O workers marks a new low point for the UK industrial relations and shows once again the weakness of our employment law framework in protecting working people. They said, I think it's one of the higher-ups at P&O during a select committee hearing admitted that we didn't go to the unions because they would never accepted our proposals, which shows you how weak the UK laws are, that this man knew it was wrong of what he did. I think it was illegal, but did it anyways because there's no consequences. In addition to an employment bill to strengthen protections for workers, the unions called on government to demand the immediate reinstatement of all P&O staff with no loss of pay, which we can ask, the unions can ask for that, the government can ask for that, but P&O don't have to do it. They said it was vital for the government to take all steps without delay to ensure that these workers are reinstated and bring forward emergency legislation if that's required. And, the government aren't going to do this. They're really not, because they don't care for workers. Some of those people in cabinet wrote a book saying Britannia Unchained, British workers are amongst the most idle. They don't care. And they demanded the suspension of any government support for the company or its parent DP World to secure this. And if the government starts suspending contracts from P&O and DP World, fine. I hope that other governments, the Scottish government or Scottish Parliament, Assembly, whatever you want to call it, the Welsh one, the Northern Ireland one, really look at P&O and think, do we really want to be working with this company that have done this? Because if the government allow this to happen, they do set a precedent of this happening elsewhere. Miss O'Grady said the Prime Minister promised to make Britain the best place to work in the world, but one of the most shameful moments in the recent history of the UK industrial relations has happened on his watch. No more excuses. The government must name a date for an employment bill now. The scandal has shown the need for strengthening protections for workers. Rogue employers need to know they can't get away with treating staff like disposable labour, and again, they're going to keep doing this. She added, P&O has acted shamefully. The company must reinstate its sacked staff without delay, with no loss of pay or face serious consequences. The letter was signed by Miss O'Grady, along with leaders of multiple unions. You got RMT, Natalius, Unison, Unite, GMB, Community, CWU, ASLEF, and just loads of others. I'm not going to name all of these, it's too many. But you can see a lot of unions are backing this. The government said they would fix, they could have done this before Brexit. They could have fixed workers' rights before Brexit. They chose not to. Post-Brexit, are they going to do it? Probably not, unless they're under a lot of pressure, which is not happening. I can see, talk around P&O has died down a lot over the last few days, and that's what this government do. They promise big things once the media attention dies down, and they don't bother because they don't have to. They'll do whatever they have to get through a day. That's it. Or the next hour, or the next few minutes. That's who these people are. They'll make promises and break them. The politicians will lie and cheat for power, influence and money, especially money. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.